Sometimes my instincts are correct. And I have said from day one, this feud with Kevin Costner, with Taylor Sheridan, with the producer, that at the end, these guys have big egos, and the people that really lose out are the people that actually watch this show. There's nothing really more annoying that there's people watching your show and you really take them for granted. I think that one of the good things about the show at the beginning is that there weren't such big expectations from it. I think that Paramount had their network, Paramount Plus, and they really just wanted people to take notice of their network. It had the first season, it had another season, and maybe there was some, overall decent buzz around it. But the real thing that happened is once the coup hit and people were looking for shows, people kind of found this show, and suddenly this became a thing. And I think that the show ultimately became a victim of its own success. When there's something small and a group of people are like passionate about it and working and sort of growing it, it's cool. But when there's a strange, almost overnight, massive success like what happened with this, I think that that's really what caused the whole show to go off the rails.
Like you said, a victim of their own success is that there becomes so much pressure in what you're writing, and then how much you have to pay the stars because it's successful, and all. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that contributes.
And they started suing each other. I mean, I think that one of the actors wanted like a line of clothing that's like more like a ranch, and Taylor Sheridan, the guy that created it, he's saying, well, he's using my Yellowstone brand to sell clothes. So he starts suing his own actors because they're selling clothes that look like his clothes. Once you reach that point, you know that you're in trouble. Just in general, you know what I mean? Once that's the thing that's on your mind, like in a production, rather than, how do we wrap up this story? How do we tell like a full story here? Even season 4, that Kevin Costner was there, you could tell there was a significant dip in quality. Meaning season 1 was good. Season 2 was very good. Season 3, I would say, was excellent. Season 4 was like okay. And season 5 just, even the first half with Kevin Costner, it was really wobbly, but you still watched because you like him and you like the story. The second half, once he left, went off a cliff in a way that I can't even explain to you. And in addition, like Taylor Sheridan in the last few episodes, he had a character that I think once or twice you saw him during the series. Suddenly you see him every second. Like he's in the show. He's walking around. He's riding horses. It's like, dude, like we don't need to see you. We don't care about you. At the same time, don't get me wrong, Kevin Costner himself has a big ego. Kevin Costner should have understood that after years that he was still respected, but wasn't like at the forefront of this type of massive hit. Once he was here, all he needed to do was finish this show. He had like 6 episodes. Just do your episodes and do right by the people that put you in that kind of superstar status again. And then what does he do? No, I have to go make my own movies. Why did he have to make his own Westerns? Because it annoyed him that Taylor Sheridan was getting all this credit and everybody was telling him how great he is. In addition, all these spin-offs that Yellowstone has, Kevin Costner didn't get a production credit on them. He doesn't get any piece of that pie. And I think that, he started getting annoyed that so much credit is going to Taylor Sheridan. He also claimed, and I don't know if this is true, that he's the one that told Taylor Sheridan that, wouldn't it be cool doing shows like earlier on or whatever it is? And I think that he felt that Taylor Sheridan took some of his ideas and went and made these other shows. I don't know if that's true or not. All I know is that these two guys have big egos, and the show suffered greatly for it. And at the end, between all their bickering and all their nonsense, the people that actually put them there, those are the ones that at the end are taken for granted. It almost feels like a Game of Thrones type of situation.
Yep.
Like, you remember what happened with Game of Thrones?
Oh yes, that was so frustrating. I was a big fan of Game of Thrones. I really did enjoy it, and that final season with it just being so rushed, and the producers, I've got to move on to these next project and the next project, whatever. So we gotta wrap this up as quickly as we can. And of course, they didn't really have any material. They just had sort of notes from the original author to go on, and it just fell apart so badly. It was so badly executed in the end. It was extremely frustrating as a fan of that show.
Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, even though Costner has like reasons that sound very reasonable when he explains his side of the story, and Taylor Sheridan, they all have good publicists and they know how to explain the story. I am 100% sure if these guys would have gotten together, really thought to themselves, what's good for the fans? They find a way to carve out some time, no matter how inconvenient or not inconvenient. There was a deal to be made. Bring Kevin Costner back. Film a few episodes, even if he's not in all the 6 episodes that are left. Film a few, have his departure seem more organic, and then have the final few episodes sort of wrapping up the storyline, and I think that there was a way to get it done. And the fact that they didn't, I really think that it's crappy. So I was very disappointed with the finale. And between you and me, forget about Kevin Costner being there or not. Just such poor writing, so much sappy crap, filler nonsense. It's embarrassing, really. Like it felt like I was watching a Disney Plus show.
Oof. No, that's an insult if I've ever heard
Right,
one.
but you know exactly what I mean. See, that's the funny thing is that Disney Plus now I can say that and everybody knows what I mean. When you're saying it kind of felt like a Disney Plus show, nobody's thinking that means that it's good. I think that at this point they've established that if it's a Disney Plus show, it's crap. But,
it cost way too much money and didn't deliver in the end because it was poorly written and poorly paced. That would be the Disney Plus formula.
Totally.